My last chapter may be like hell on wheels because I was just like,
I saw when I went to go print, because I messaged you, I was like, are we good? And then I went to go print and I saw you like editing and I was like, I'll skip her a couple.
just a few.
just a minute.
Well, I was like, oh, my, like, I didn't look at what the next chapter length was, and I was like, 37 minutes.
Oh.
So I was like, well,
minutes? Are you doing audiobook?
No, on the Kit Kobo.
Oh.
I mean, that's Caitlin's reading speed, but I think we're pretty similar.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's fucking great. I gave myself half an hour to write it and 37 minutes to read it. So we may have some questions.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Also, I didn't look up one of the things I wanted to look up for Hot Takes, Theories, and Thirst, so maybe we'll have a live lookup, Ellie. It is, what are the forces that be that are mentioned? Capital F, capital T, capital B.
Ooh.
Just queuing that up for you.
The FTB. My mom said, first off, she like texted me out of nowhere and she was like, I can't believe Jamie doesn't like music. I was like, I also felt that way. She said that. And then she said, I also cried when the surreal, and then she spelled it like the word surreal, I think, died. Oh no, she called me. And she was like, the surreal? And she's like, I also cried when he died, and I've never read these books. I was like, yeah, everyone cries when the surreal died. She's like, when they laid the cloak on him, I'm like, I know.
I didn't cry at that part.
Oh God, I was
just every other part.
And then Colt had to tell Auntie Allie all about life, and I tried to come upstairs to be like, okay, good night, we gotta go do the podcast. And I walked to the room, and he goes, no, get out of here. I'm talking to Auntie. And I was like, excuse you? He's like, it's not time for lights out. Daddy just put me to bed. I'm talking with Auntie. It's like,
I just came back, and she was like, what are you guys talking about? He goes, hiccups and stuff.
Hiccups and day home and things. It's like, oh,
just my regular schedule programming.
Right? Hiccups, day home, life.
Yeah.
Right. Same.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Having the hiccups, so I was like, oh, you have the hiccups, and he's like, no, I've got the burps. Okay.
I don't think you know the difference.
I was like, I don't know. Just happens.
Kids are the best. He's so sweet.
So funny.
Did I tell you that he had soccer like a couple weeks ago, and he was the only kid who scored on his team, which is like frequent that he's
on his own team.
No, like on his team, he was the only kid.
Well, I don't know if I was bragging about that.
He's not me. But
job,
he was
Colt.
still devastated because they lost, and so he was like sobbing. And I was saying to Allie, "Do you know how stoked I would have been as a child to A, score a goal, and B, be the only scorer or the top scorer on my team?" But my kid was devastated because his team still lost.
This is why I quit team sports. The reliance on others to perform.
He's going to be a solo athlete.
Truly. I would get so mad in softball when people would suck and like you weren't allowed to be mean, obviously, and just real struggle for me.
Oh, that's dumb.
Real struggle for me.
Well, you would have been real proud.
They're like, good try. I'm like,
that was cold. Except
it?
He was like screaming and yelling and like, yeah. I mean, I would have been thrilled to play like that, but not good enough. Somehow he got some of your genetics mixed in there.
Perfect.
Andrew's like, sus.
Yeah, he's like, interesting.
How did that happen?
A little of this, a little of that. Hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jessica.
And welcome to A Court of Books and Babes,
a podcast where two best friends review, react to, and rate our, and soon to be your, favorite fantasy books.
Before we press play, consider this your spoiler warning. We're operating with zero restrictions, pulling threads from ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City. Because the worlds overlap, the themes echo, and we're absolutely saying the quiet connections out loud. If a title gets mentioned in this next section, it's on the table.
But don't worry, babes. We'll keep our non-Maasverse spoilers limited to the beginning of the pod, where we'll spill the tea, surreal style, on what else we're reading. If your TBR isn't caught up with ours, just skip ahead. Okay, tell me everything without telling me anything. What are you reading?
I'm so close to being done Feathers So Vicious, but last night I just couldn't stay asleep.
Also that, probably.
Yeah, that too. But I couldn't stay awake.
What part are you at?
Very close to the end.
Okay.
So, Malir sent Sabian away to go look for the guy the prince that she was previously betrothed.
Right.
And then he comes back and he's like, that fucker. So now he's kind of like, what the hell is going on here? And then you find out that there's white ravens.
Right.
And then you get the backstory of when he first saw her and how he wanted to kill her. But he just like couldn't. And I'm like, I wonder why. Fated mites, anyone? I don't know. Like some of the spice was like a little unhinged. I was like, what is happening? I was like, I'm actually kind of embarrassed to be reading this. I was like, I know. But I actually did find him very endearing when they did go to look at like the crows jump off the cliff. I kind of like warmed to him.
Sure. That's like the nicest, warmest.
And when they're like writing the words, when like Sabian comes back and he walks into the room and they're like practicing writing like the old Raven words or whatever. I'm like, what is he playing at? Anyways, I find the relationship between Malir and Sabian almost more disturbing than the other relationships. Like, I'm like, these two are fucked. Like, their relationship with their relationship with women and the other, like, it's very messed up.
Yeah.
I don't I really hate her dad.
Yeah.
Because he's, well, disgusting.
Yeah.
And like that part was very like difficult to read, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you see where it's going, but I'm like, I'll read the second one for sure.
Really?
Yep. It's so short. Like, I'm like, well, it's like, I don't know. And I'm like,
like, might as well.
I'm invested now. Yeah. I'm doubling down.
Do you agree with me about, like, do you feel like it's a well-written book?
No, but I maybe had like lower expectations. So I wasn't like, oh, like I was kind of like, oh yeah, like this is kind of like Frost and Starlight, where I like everyone kind of set my bar like very low, and I was like, yeah,
right, okay, yeah,
it's fine,
yeah,
like this, it is like depraved.
Yes.
I was like, oh,
I know.
What am I even reading?
I know.
So that. And then I started.
Your face was my face. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
And like, she is depraved. Like, there isn't a good character among them, really.
No, and like, I can get on board with like somebody truly villainous and like, or someone who's really messed up. Like, but I just felt like bored, and like a lot of the. Because we've talked about, like, is there spice for the sake of spice, or is it, like, driving plot? And, like, it felt to me like a lot of Feather So Vicious is just shock value, which, like, hey, sometimes that's fun to read. It's just like a, whoa, what? Wow. But
yes,
yeah. I would say if that's what you're looking for, that's the book for you.
Yeah. Interestingly, I think if I would have read Feather So Vicious first, I maybe would not have read Crown Me Yours and Crown Me Dead.
Yeah.
Because they're so much better.
Okay. So I will read them. If now you're like, you've read both and you're like, no, Crown Me Dead, Crown Me Yours.
Crown Me Dead and Crown Me Yours are like plot driven. There's spice, but it's not the way that there's spice in Feather So Vicious. I was like, there are no words.
Yeah.
Did you say you read Poison Daughter?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes. Love. It's getting a TV or movie.
TV show. I don't know.
TV show is weird to me. I don't know if enough like happens to like have more than one season. It's one book.
Yeah.
Like for season 2, you would have to have the story of what happens after. Like what happens next.
Mini series. It just says as a series. It's been
adapted
as a series.
Can you double check if there's going to be a book 2 for The Poison Daughter? See if that's changed. I felt so much when
It's so unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, they put a point on some things, but yeah, there could be so much more.
Like, it's kind of like how I felt with Crescent City when I read the last book, and I was like,
until we found out we're getting book 4.
They haven't announced a book 2 for Poison Daughter.
Yeah, I keep wondering if that'll change. Like, again, like Crescent City.
Oh my god, so excited.
Hulu is the TV adaptation.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, wait. So you're almost done. Feather So Vicious.
Like, I'm at like 97% because I'm reading it on Kindle, and I like had 2 chapters left. I'm like, I can't do it.
Okay.
Morningstar, the 3rd book of Red Rising.
Oh.
I read also like a chapter of that, and I was like, not because the book is boring, but because I was tired.
So tired. Yeah.
Yep. And then I also Daggermouth was on sale, so I ordered it.
That's right. Has it come yet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You haven't started though.
No. Now I think I'll read Morningstar.
Okay.
To finish Red Rising, and then I think I'll read Shadows So Cruel. Okay. And then I'll read Daggermouth.
Okay. You'll have to let me, because I think
maybe like the plot's plotting in the second book. Maybe the first book is like
just real bad,
and the second book is like better.
More, yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm honestly not disappointed with the first book. It's exactly what I expected it to be. My expectations were managed.
The scene after the like dinner, or like in the middle of the dinner party, whatever.
Oh my god, the Eiffel Tower. I was like, what is happening? I'm like, no. They realize this book is for girls, right? Like, what's happening? Exactly. No words. You're like,
audio listeners, you're missing out on some real intense faces Jamie and I are making as we're talking about
crazy. I was like, this is unhinged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next level.
Also, the pillows and like the nest in his room. I'm like, this is interesting.
Why?
It's just like it's so Raven. Like yeah, like it's very I don't want to say it's cliche because I think it makes sense, but like it's just weird. I don't know.
I don't think I caught on that as much, but yeah, I agree.
I was kind of like, nest, hey?
Yeah.
Also, what's wrong with Savian? I have questions. I mean, like, other than like his family dying and him not being able to save them, but like outside of that.
Not great.
Yeah, James, like I don't really get what their like angles are.
Yeah.
Like, what is this guy's end game?
Yeah.
Malir.
The driving force, the motivator.
I mean, yeah. Like, you get it because you get backstory and, like, horrible things happen to him.
But,
like, what keeps moving them forward and, like, why has nobody acted yet? It's odd.
Yeah.
And what is, not Lorne, but Cece. What is her, like...
Oh, yeah. I forgot
She's
about her.
like a bit sus.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think right where you're at is where I stopped, and I was like, ugh, just like couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So from here on out, I
can't help me.
No.
She's gonna go save Marla, I think, is the next chapter.
Yeah.
I feel like she has to be like a void or something. Not Marla.
Yeah. What's her face?
Yes.
Both of us at the FMCs were like,
because what is her name?
I don't remember.
I remember every character. Oh, Galanthea. She must suck the shadows off of the kingdom. Because she's a white raven void.
Again with the faces.
Predictions. Anyways, yep. So that's all I'm reading.
Oh, just a couple of things.
Yeah. Nice. I'm excited to finish Red Rising. I really want to know how it ends. And I hope it's not disappointing. Everyone says it's not, so we'll see.
Are they making a movie or a TV series out of that one, Al?
Which one?
Red Rising. Because as I've been reading it, I've been like, ooh, I could really see this like Hunger Games style.
You're liking it. Yeah, interesting. Okay. What part are you at?
Red Rising had been in development, but it was confirmed in March of this year that the adaptation wasn't moving forward anymore.
Boo.
I know.
Maybe it's too much like Hunger Games and like Divergent.
It feels very so far. So I am. He was just hung, and then is not
dead.
and he's being retrieved. And I have a feeling I've just met our new FMC, but we'll see.
Who?
Dancer? We haven't even learned a name, but there is a. We'll see. We'll see. I'm liking it. It does feel very like I really feel like I could see it as a movie or a TV series. Yeah, I like it so far. I'm doing it on audiobook, and the narrator is Irish.
Interesting.
It is, and it is really coloring my perception of the world, which is very interesting.
So all the Reds have red hair. So I mean, Irish would sort of make sense. Yeah. Like folklore kind of, or like Irish. Yep.
They're like the Laurel party that they had, where he didn't get the laurel, felt very below deck Titanic, young Leo dancing with Kate.
Oh, I love that scene.
Everybody loves that scene. But that's what it felt like to me, right? Which was a lot of like Irish people. So I'm reading that. I finished One Small Echo. I liked it.
Ooh, there's a second one.
There's a second one coming. I'm definitely going to read it. It was like a little bit slow to begin at first, but I am really liking it. It's very different.
I'll read it.
Yeah, like very different, like the struggles and the like. There's some things that are the same, like academy and trials and whatever. But a lot like that she is blind, and it's really interesting. So I liked that. I will definitely read the next one when it comes out.
Underhyped.
I would agree with that. And then oh my God. So I saw Steph the other day, and her sister walked in. She's also a big reader, and she handed Steph a book, and I was like, oh,
what you got there?
What you got there? I'm like a
what are you shucking?
Drug sniffing dog. I'm like, what's that? I smell something.
Smells like literature.
Yeah, and it's The Blood of Hercules. Have you heard of this book?
Yes, everyone's like, you must read it.
Okay,
did she like it?
Steph liked it. She had recommended it to me a few months ago. She was like, it's funny. And I was like, I don't know that I would like vibe with funny. I laughed out loud. Jamie, I have read 3/4 of that book in 24 hours.
Wow.
And it's about the size of A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Wow, it's so good then. Because there's a second one too.
Yes, and I am going to order it tonight, and I will probably finish it today, which means that I will have finished it in 24 hours. A whole book. It's so fun. It feels very YA, the writing, which
that's okay.
I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Like, that's part of how we all, like, I got into reading was a lot of YA. But then there's stuff that is not very YA.
I mean, young adults have sex.
As we who were once young adults.
Never did that.
Mom. And The Burn. The Burn is so...
Like yearning, or like it's just so painfully slow.
So painfully slow, but good. And there's a little bit of I thought there was gonna be a love triangle, and now I'm like, oh, I think it's like I don't think there's like a fighting, and then I think it's a bit of a why choose. Maybe not like a bit. I think it might be a why choose.
Interesting.
I am having such a good time. It is so fun. The FMC is hilarious.
That's what everyone says. Yeah.
Yes. Like, I literally laughed out loud a few times, and Andrew was like, what are you reading? And I was like, oh.
You wouldn't understand.
Alexis. Yeah. I can't believe I will probably, I stayed up till like almost midnight last night, and I go to bed early. And I will probably do the same thing again tonight so I can finish it. And I'm going to order the next book tonight. It was just so much fun. So much fun. I've had a couple of winners because I had a couple of real...
You had duds. Like 3 in a row. You were like,
not loving it. No. But then I read Starside, had a blast. And now Blood of Hercules, had a blast. So anyways, yes, next is Bonds of Hercules. I have made no progress on the Poisoner's Handbook because Starside just like swooped me up. And then now same thing with Blood of Hercules. My poor nonfiction read is like, hello.
Nonfiction, you have to be in like a mood, I feel
it's a different brain setting.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like at the end of a long day, I'm like, I'm not like, I'm going to read this.
I want to learn.
Like-
I'm like, take me away.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's, I think, is that all I Red Rising, and then Blood of Hercules and the Poisoner's Handbook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, finished One Small Echo. It was very good. Allie,
What are you reading?
What are you reading? Are you reading that Jodi Picoult book?
Yeah, I have
Still?
like 50 pages left. So
Oh my
I'm
God.
in that one. Then I have nothing to read after that.
Jodi Picoult is also one who does like a huge twist at the end of all of her books. Has the twist happened or not
this
yet?
This book is interesting because it starts at the end. So it starts like when like they're
It's like a
very,
Fight Club situation.
Yeah, they're very deep into like the shooter situation, and then it
Love
goes
Fight
hour by hour backwards.
I actually do feel like she does that quite a bit too, where you start in the crisis and then you work your way backwards.
So it's interesting. So I don't know. Something has to happen because at the beginning of the book it starts off with like basically a gun being pointed at two people.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, it's either this person or this person.
Right. The whole time you're wondering who.
So yes. So
she's
we'll
good
see.
at that.
Yes. But it's been good so far. But after this, I haven't. Well, I bought The Catcher in the Rye.
Oh.
Another classic.
Another classic.
How's 1984 going?
You
no
bully.
progress has been made on that one.
Are you DNFing?
I don't know. I like leave it on
At
my
this
nightstand.
point, I feel like
Think
it's
unofficially.
I like leave it on my nightstand. I'll read like 5 words.
Yeah. You're at the section that I almost got stuck in and then I pushed through.
and it was not worth it.
It was good, but I mean, Catcher in the Rye, I would say similar vibes to 1984 in that it kind of feels like spoiled little white boy manifesto, but
wasn't that all the classics?
Isn't that a lot of them? It is time to talk lore, lust, and loose morals as we unpack adventures, escape to new worlds, and, of course, swoon over our best book boyfriends.
Chapter 13 through 18 takes us from reluctant participation to training routine that is becoming increasingly difficult for Nesta to dismiss and increasingly difficult for Cassian to keep professional. Somewhere between sparring the stairs and a few distracting moments, Nesta's carefully constructed walls are starting to show some cracks. Not that she's planning on acknowledging any of them.
No, of course not.
Mm-mm.
This podcast has all of our favorite R words: romance, racy, risque, and, of course,
RHYSAND.
red siphons. I gotta think of a better one.
Yeah, we still love RHYSAND.
Of course. Well,
not for the rest of this book, actually.
We'll kick off every episode with Babes Between the Lines.
Will we?
I will not.
Where we read what's written. Obsess over what isn't.
And dig past the dialogue so you don't miss the magic, motives, or mistakes.
We are
so
killing
funny.
it today.
Last week.
Chapter 13. Nesta is suffering.
No,
The training, as much as she hates to admit defeat, is brutal. Every muscle in her body cries out in pain with each step. Quote, she was pathetic for being so weak. Still in her self-loathing era, she shelves the books, moaning with every book she puts on a shelf. The peace she had found while training, now gone, her power and thoughts simmering once more. Gwen appears as Nesta is attempting to put another book away, and she cannot understand why she won't use her magic to make her work in the library exponentially easier. Basically, why won't you use your lesser magic to shelve the books? Like,
right.
why do you gotta make shit so hard?
Right.
I mean,
Why
have we met?
Right, harder than it needs to be.
Well, it's kind of her MO, Gwen. To which Nesta thinks, none of your GD business. To her credit, she does not say that out loud.
Oh, Nesta, growth.
Also, Gwen needs help finding a book for her boss, Meryl.
Ooh, Hi, babe.
It's not where it's supposed to be, and that does not bode well for our Gwen. Because Meryl is, well, kind of a bitch. But of course, sweet Gwen just says she is unpleasant and then tells Nesta she's in big trouble if she doesn't replace Volume 8 with Volume 7 before Meryl realizes her mistake. This feels so like grade school to me. Like my teacher's going to be mad. Like Gwen to me, in a lot of the times where she's not serious or like, not serious isn't the right word. Like, when we're getting her backstory, like she feels little to me. like a little kid or like
Yeah.
you like teenager. Like she's, I don't know. She has that vibe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because Nesta is just like a whole other vibe. But anywho, quote, I cannot stand to fail them in anything, especially someone as demanding as Meryl, even when it might seem trivial. Which Nesta definitely thinks it is. So she's like, basically, they brought me into like this library and like I was assigned this task. And if I can't do it, like I'm a failure. Right. So Gwen definitely has some self-loathing. So her and Nesta are going to do a little bonding. Gwen also shares that those who are in the library do not leave, not unless they are ready to rejoin the world. And it doesn't say it on the page here, but I feel like Nesta relates to Gwen and that Nesta feels like more and more that the House of Wind is like a bit her safe haven, like with the house being nice to her and like similarly to how Gwen feels about the library.
Right.
Like, because at some points in my chapters, Nesta's like, I don't know if I'm like want to leave or ready to leave, or she thinks about the stairs and she's like, not today.
Right.
Whereas before she's like,
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. So I feel like she's maybe settling a bit into like her routine throughout my chapters anyways.
Or she's reframing what felt like a prison as more like a home.
Yes. Wow, well, maybe not that far. But she asks about what the priestesses do to pass the time, and Gwen notes they have ceremonies at dawn and dusk to honor the mother, the cauldron, and the forces that be.
Forces
whatever those are.
Be.
And it's capital, capital, capital. Okay. I don't understand.
So, yeah, I looked it up, and it just says it's intentionally vague. The phrase is likely referring to ancient magic powers governing the world of Prythian. The forces behind things like Cauldron, the Mother, the Dread Trove, and the rules governing powerful objects in magic.
It just felt weird that they were all capitalized.
Right, like as if they're like a proper noun.
Yeah. Anywho, I guess we're moving on from that. Nesta thinks the services are likely very boring until Gwen notes music, which piques Nesta's interest immediately. And then Gwen disappears to fix her situation with Meryl, and Nesta does something very out of character. She asks the house to find Gwen's book. Poof, it appears. And Nesta whispers her thanks, and the house sends a warm breeze between her legs like a cat. And then Nesta describes it as like a cat weaving in and out of her legs. And then she disappears to Meryl's office. Nesta, meet Meryl. And oh, she's a treat. Which is kind of funny because I feel like Nesta meeting Meryl, her like reaction is like how most people feel
when they meet Nesta. Right.
I'm like, Mir?
Right.
I don't
She's
know.
like, that's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, exactly. She is rude, abrupt, and equipped with a rather large ego. Which I wouldn't say Nesta is like overly egotistical. I feel like it's like a
bravado.
Yeah. Nesta notes she was sent with these books by someone she doesn't know. Everyone wears the same hoods around here, so it's really hard for her to tell. Oh, wait. Is Meryl not Rosalind? Nesta, you sneaky little devil. She pulls a switcheroo on her way out, quote, and only when she stood in the silent hall did she allow herself to smile. So.
She's like, I did it.
Yeah. She's pretty pleased with herself at this point.
Ocean's 11, Prythian style.
Yeah, exactly. She finds Gwen to let her know that she solved her problem. Nesta is curious what Meryl is researching. Quote, when she first came here, she was obsessed with theories regarding the existence of different realms, different worlds, living on top of each other without even knowing it. Whether there is merely one existence, our existence, or if it might be possible for worlds to overlap, occupying the same space but separated by time and a whole bunch of other things. Okay, after reading the entire Maasverse so far, SJM, you're a sneaky little snake.
Stop.
Basically, in this, like, obviously, when we read ACOTAR and not the other series, this would seem like, you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
But now that you've read the whole thing, you're like, well, she's friggin' saying what everyone's thinking.
Like, just Meryl. Right there.
Yeah, just on the page.
Oh,
casually.
My God.
I know.
I can't believe it. That's wild.
Yeah. But now she's changed her focus to Valkyries.
No, go back.
Yeah, Meryl's not studying that anymore. Or so she would have us believe.
Ooh.
Better fighters than the Illyrians, take that, and included all types of fae. So they weren't a race. They were like fae who decided to become Valkyrie or like enlisted.
Are they all female?
Yes.
Yes.
But now their territory is gone, subsumed into others. It uses the word subsumed, which I didn't know what that meant because I thought consumed.
Yeah.
So like it was taken.
Amalgamated.
It was like it talks about it becoming like absorbed by something. Could the library have been like the Valkyries
territory?
And like the House of Wind, and like that's why there's only women in the library, and like maybe there was like a bigger thing? Or is it the Dust Court was maybe part of the Valkyries' territory, which would then make Nesta a perfect fit for
Dusk High Lady or Queen or whatever. I like your theory, or whoever's theory, about the swans, the birds, whatever on the lake being Valkyrie. I really liked that.
Well, here's another one. So TBD, folks. Maybe we will get an answer in book 6. Although I highly doubt it. There's kind of too many threads to follow. Like you start having theories around different things about the same thing. And it's like, just really confusing.
Yeah, we need to have some of these start getting tied up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
totally. The house is ready for Nesta's arrival. Food, bath, and warm sheets to crawl into. She falls deeply asleep. Quote, but a familiar beckoning scent filled her room. She reached toward it with a sleepy hand, but it was already gone. It was Cassian coming in to check on her. Spoiler alert! Chapter 14. Cassian watches the doorway for Nesta to make her entrance, but she wasn't at dinner last night or breakfast this morning. The house showed him that she ate. Actually, she ate a lot. The house is like proud. She's like, look at all the things I made her eat. Like showed him all the trays. Yeah, and he's like, okay.
He's like, good.
At this point, Cassian thinks he has to ask Rhys about the house. He'd never mentioned that it was sentient. Quote, considering the filthy things he'd done in his bedroom, his bathroom, in so many rooms here, the idea of the house watching him is, he's like, has like some like, about it. He's like, this is awkward.
I think it's so interesting because I feel like when you first read this section, you kind of just assume the house is, like that everyone knows the house is sentient.
Yeah, but no.
And then no, I love it.
Yeah. And the house is a voyeur, I guess.
Right. I mean, look, we don't kink shame.
No. This is an interesting beast. But dragging herself into the ring is Nesta, sore, but she made it.
Yay.
Cassian is pleased. After 2 hours of pure torture, we get a little taste of pleasure. Cassian assisted stretching. Quote, his calloused, warm hands against her bare ankle. How he knelt between her legs. So close she turned her head away to stare at the red rock of the wall. But never mind those thoughts. No. Cassian notes she is nimble on her feet, to which Nesta replies she took dance lessons as a child. So she starts sharing her backstory. The Archeron sisters were not always poor. Their father was the Prince of Merchants, after all. Elaine and Feyre his princesses, and Nesta was her mother's creature. That's what she refers to herself as. And also describes her mother as, quote, a worse version of me, which is like so interesting. I don't like the Mama Archeron too is another one where I'm like, what is her story and what is happening there?
I don't know. I want more.
Yeah, I know. It's so frustrating. Conversation shifts from Nesta's past to Gwyn's. What happened in, and I'm going to butcher this, Sangrava? Well, fucking Hybern happened. It was horrific. Azriel got there first and killed the remaining soldiers, and Cassian isn't sure what happened to the other survivors, but he was glad that some made it to the library. So Gwen shares her backstory a little bit more. But it is still kind of a question mark. Like, because she talks about she was she was a priestess at this temple
Right.
when Hybern came because he thought one of the cauldron's legs was their
Oh,
feet.
yeah.
And it was like a
Feet.
massacre.
Right.
But like, I feel like if Gwen is in fact going to end up, or Gwyn, with Azriel,
Right.
what else is there about her? I don't know. She just, like, I like her character a lot. And I feel like we don't get enough of,
I
like,
feel a bit bored by her.
do you?
I do. Yeah. But it could just be we don't spend enough time with her.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Like, I like Emery a little bit more,
But we know more about Gwyn.
Yeah.
But we know more about Emery, I feel like.
So maybe that's why I like her more.
Maybe.
My theory.
Of course.
Emery,
Yeah.
that her and Cassian are siblings.
Like half siblings?
Mm-hmm. And I also think that Cassian's mom is still alive.
Why?
Because no one ever sees her die.
She's in a grave.
Is she?
I thought he went back and found her body and buried her.
No. She's just thrown off into a chasm.
Yeah, she's thrown off a cliff. And then he goes back and like massacres the whole village.
Yeah.
As he should.
I don't know. That's kind of my...
I don't think so. Unfortunately, we have returned to the spring court at this point. And unfortunately for Cassian, he is allergic to everything that is spring.
Like pollen and stuff?
Yes.
That's
Itching,
so
sneezing, not his most courtly look. Rhys tells him to stop scratching. Quote, the feared general felled by seasonal allergies.
Okay, as someone who also has seasonal allergies, like,
yes.
you are miserable.
Yes, totally.
I don't have seasonal allergies, but I had an allergy to a girl I worked with at my old job.
Like her perfume or something?
Like, I don't
Her
know, every time
personality?
she came in, I would have an allergy. And like my whole nozzle.
You would have an allergy?
Yeah, it's just like one time.
Just one allergy.
I'm having an allergy.
My eyes would get all itchy and watery, and then I would be so stuffed, it would be dripping from my nose, and it was only whenever she came in.
There's
Has
something
been,
in
like,
her
a
perfume or
like,
body
some type of
ocean.
fragrance.
I
Yeah.
had an allergy because it only happens.
Was she also not a very good person?
She's fine.
Wow, the meanest thing you could have said. She was fine.
Anywho, as they continue through the orchard, they meet up with Eris. Rhys's hands go immediately into his pockets.
Oh,
Pocket watch. Eris gets right down to business with his master plan. Kill the queens. Okay, like we already went over this when Cassian had this idea. Like,
right.
Why not just get rid of them? Well, still the same thing. Like they haven't thought of that. It would be disastrous. The fallout would be like unmanageable.
Yes, yeah.
And it would kind of be proving like the queen's point then to like
Right,
the
they're
humans.
Like, you are dangerous
Yes.
and untrustworthy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baron is hankering for the spring court, and a war may help him in his quest. So we find out that he's aligned with Briallen, blah, blah, blah. And he wants war.
Yeah.
He wants it bad.
Yeah.
And without knowing if Coast J is also like in cahoots with them, they're kind of in a bit of like a situation where they don't really know like what to do next, because Azriel can't see like, you know, what the queens are plotting.
Right.
Like nobody can get in there. And Baron is plotting with Briallen, and Briallen is like somehow in league with Coast J.
Right.
Like it's kind of a mess, and Rhys is a bit like,
what do we do? How do we?
Without saying like he doesn't know what to do.
Right. Of course, because he never says that.
No, he doesn't reveal anything. Eris wants the throne. Why? Well, we aren't quite sure. Quote, the same reason I left Morrigan untouched at the border. Still unclear.
Right.
You left her there to suffer and die. Did I? Perhaps you should ask Morrigan whether that is true. I think she finally knows the answer. Again, what the fuck?
This is what I mean. Like,
Eris is just like, well, Morrigan knows. And I'm like, does she though? Like, what is happening here?
I think she does. I think we just don't know.
Well, it's very annoying. She doesn't hate him any less though, which makes no sense if she knows why he left her there. Like, he obviously thinks he did something good or like the right thing.
Wasn't it in After War? He talks about how she was already like once he found out that she was spoiled by Cassian, that like there was no way his father was gonna like let them do whatever. So maybe he's saying like he spared her life by doing this instead of allowing her to be at his father's
mercy or lack thereof.
Yeah, or her father's mercy.
But if he planned on taking the throne, then that wouldn't matter.
Maybe that's what he's saying. He sacrificed all of this for her because he knew that wouldn't. I don't know. I just feel like Eris is secretly good.
I agree that Eris is secretly good.
Yeah.
I think he found out he knows her secret. I think he knows she's a witch. I think that's her secret. She's a witch. And I think he found out and he's keeping her secret and that is somehow all tied up into it. I don't know like anything besides that. And I mean, I actually don't know anything, but that's my
I actually can't confirm any of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Before we head back to Valaris, Cassian noticed Rhys is distracted, more distracted than usual. Something is definitely wrong. Rhys isn't listening to his questions. He like senses that something is like not right. But they winnow back anyways. Like he's just like, I'll think about that later.
Right.
Like everyone in Perithian, we'll deal with that later.
Them and Scarlet O'Hara.
Yeah. Nesta is back to shelving books, but also wishing Gwyn was there. Weird. Gwyn's story touched something in Nesta, but Nesta wasn't about to seek her out.
Of course not.
So it would be silence, soreness, and the stairs for Nesta instead. Down, down, down she goes, ignoring the step with 5 holes in it. Nesta. But stopping at 150 just to drag herself back up again. So she made it like, 30 more steps this time? 40?
I also say down, down, down. And I said that last episode. I think we're going to say that a lot.
Well, yeah, what else are you going to say? The house is prepared for her arrival again. Quote, dinner, bath, book. It's perfect. Ugh. Thank you. And just as she sinks into the bath, chocolate cake appears. Okay, food in the bath. That is disgusting to me. Oh my God, you eat in the bath.
I was literally looking at this.
That is wrong.
No.
It's wrong.
A bowl of like popcorn as you sit there and read your book and you're like, I'm not like washing my hair, but I like have Epsom salts and bubbles and I'm just soaking. Oh, lovely. When you go
Do your hands touch the water while you eat your popcorn? If you have to think about it, it does.
No, because then my hands would be soggy in the popcorn.
So you don't put your hands in the water until you're done eating?
I don't know.
Question mark.
When you go to the Nordic spa, do you ever go to the pool where you can get like poolside service?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Okay.
Eating in the water is ick. It gives me the icks.
Only if you're slovenly and you're like dribbling crumbs in it like my children would.
Food in the bath. No.
Again, only if you're a child. Agree to disagree.
No.
Second, Gone with the Wind reference where we diverge. Bigger fan of the movie, bigger fan of the book.
Chapter 15. Nesta stands on level 6 staring into the darkness below. Quote, an entry to some dark pit of hell. The darkness seemed to rise and fall like it was breathing. Not Bryaxis, she'd not yet been found, but something. Quote, a womb, the womb from which all life had come and would return, neither good nor evil, only dark, dark, dark. Nesta. Her name drifted to her as if rising from the depths of some black ocean. Okay, what is happening here? Yep. So,
question mark.
She's leaning over the railing, just like staring into the abyss.
Okay.
And she gets, which is interesting because the library is under the House of Wind. Is the library the House of Wind's womb? What comes from, like, this is what I mean. Like, there are things about the house that are, like, also unanswered.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, is the house made? Not just sentient, but, like, is it made? Like calls to like. Rhys gives Nesta the house. Well, just, we get to him. Gwen arrives and is curious about Nesta and what she sees. Darkness, like the cauldron, impenetrable, pure darkness. Apparently, she is not the only one to see things below level 6. Other priestesses have reported it as well. Something following them. Like, so when they go down to 7 to shelve books and they come back up, they get like, there's something like
trailing them.
Like, duh. And with that, Gwen suggests they go up a few levels, telling Nesta not to look back. Gwen feels something, quote, like a cat, small and clever and curious. It's watching. Something pressed them, almost urging them forward. As they arrived at the 4th level, it eased. Nesta sensed that this, whatever it was older than Bryaxis. And just as Nesta fills Gwen in on how she came to be Fae, we get our first, quote, like calls to like.
Our first?
In this book.
Wow.
The darkness at the bottom of the library and Nesta. So Gwen says this to Nesta when Nesta's yes. When Nesta describes like how she feels and like what it's like when she looks into it, she's like, oh, like calls to like. Because after she finds out that Nesta was made by the cauldron, Gwen says that to her.
So the house must be made.
It must be.
Interesting. By whom? By what?
Also, I would like to note the second cat reference. Then Gwen gets to know Nesta a little better. She trains with Cassian in the morning and works in the library in the afternoon. A schedule designed to curb her behavior is how Nesta explains it. But why? Gwen asks. It's a long story.
Right.
And before she heads back to Meryl's office, she notes that Nesta shouldn't go looking for trouble on those lower levels.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like Gwen is like worried for Nesta to go down there if she is made. Like, Gwen, I feel like knows something. And again, this is what I mean. Like, it makes her interesting. Like, how would she know?
Perhaps.
And what does she know?
Okay, the 3 dread trove items. One of them is lost, right? The sword or whatever.
I mean, if you haven't read Crescent City, sure. We'll go with that.
It's lost in this universe, right? And they say that Amarantha had it but threw it into the ocean or something so that no one could.
Oh, that's a different sword, yeah. But yes.
Oh.
Isn't it?
There's Amarantha had
it? Amarantha had all the dread trove items at one point, didn't she?
What?
I don't know if that's true.
Maybe speaking incorrectly.
Just might be saying things.
Just us.
I'm like,
I don't think she did, because why wouldn't she have tried to use them?
She would have been.
I mean, she would.
Yeah. Did she have the crown?
I don't think she had any of the dread trove.
I feel like not. Also, like, because the harp is with Lanthus, the mask was in the lake. The crown has the queens have it.
Oh, yeah, I did.
False.
I was like, what?
False. Well, back to truth.
My theory's wrong.
Training is no easier, and we are still balancing and standing only. Nesta is complaining, and Cassian is all business. And as she curses his name for the millionth time, talk shifts to Cassian's mother, how he was conceived, born, and what she went through before she died. And before Nesta could inquire further, Cassian changes the subject back to training and how it helped him through the darkest times in his life. So it's a long story, and it goes on for pages and pages. Yeah. So they go through this whole long story, and Nesta obviously feels terrible for Cassian because it's so sad, but he uses it as to be like, okay, like, these were obviously the worst times in my life, when like my mother died and when Amarantha took Rhys, and he's like, I still trained every day, got up and did something because it made me feel better and it made me feel like I had purpose.
Right.
Trying to explain to her that this isn't a punishment, which I think she's coming around to.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Although he shares pieces of his life with her, she can tell how guarded he is. Like, he's just like waiting for the other shoe to drop, being like,
right. When are you going to be nasty?
Yep, exactly. And she feels shame. And it says so on the page. And with the shame, she feels something clawing at her mind. So she dives directly back into training. The house has plenty of filthy books lined up for Nesta when she returns. But tonight, no dinner in her chambers. The house opened her bedroom door and gently suggests she grabs dinner elsewhere. Nesta, not as angry as before, but also labels the house a busybody. And she's like, you're a busybody, just like everybody else. And I'm like,
be in my business and tell me what to do.
Facts. Also, she has your best interest at heart. Dinner chit-chat turns to Bryaxis, Cassian's many unfortunate encounters with her, and eventually the horrible monsters that Cassian has put in the prison. One particularly terrifying being Lanthus. Never revealing a true form, he was beyond powerful and vicious. No sense of right or wrong, no mercy. Oh, and he was the father of the bogey. Like, he fathered the bog or the bogey or whatever. He, like, created them. And they're, like, leftover. They considered him, like, the first god, this Lanthus. Because he's, like, super old and, like, basically like a spirit that, like, Cassian said he appeared to Cassian as mist.
Lanthus felt weak to me. When we get to him, I was like,
well, because the prison has weakened him.
I know.
Significantly.
Right.
It says so on the page. He also was trapped. Oh, wait. Never mind. Oh, yeah. Quote, there's him and there's everyone else. We are all his prey. Okay, we get it. He's literally the worst. But like most supervillains, his ego got him trapped in a mirror. And with that, Cassian dumped him in the prison before he could get out. Mirrors, you say?
What mirrors?
Exactly. Clever male. And Nesta thinks to herself, or says out loud, she's like, no, not just a brute. Like, he's smarty pants. Before he can go into all the gory details of the others he has captured over the years, Nesta changes the subject for fear she will never sleep again.
Yeah, relatable. I feel like, I can talk about this later.
But just as our two enemies are making headway towards lovers, Cassian asks the wrong question. Well, several in succession, actually. What happened between her and Amryn? Nesta's an instantly.
I mean, we've all been like wondering.
Nesta will not be answering that question, if you must know. But before she can storm out, Cassian blocks the door, and Nesta asks, quote, why do you even bother? Why did she stay by his side when he went up against the King of Hybern? Cassian asked her back. Well, I think we all know, but let's get her to admit it. So he's like needling her like incessantly in this moment. But that admission doesn't come today. She's not giving up that ghost just yet. Just so it talks about how he, like, she knows that he's like trying to get a rise out of her and like show her powers, because he's like, what are your powers? And she's like, nothing. I don't have any. Right. And he's like, please.
Right.
And so he just like keeps like irritating her until the silver flames are glowing in her eyes. And he's like, gotcha. And she's like, no. I mean, it's not cute because she's angry, but he's cute, as he always is. And Cassian is staring at her. Hungry is how he's described.
For what, I wonder?
I'm going to quote the whole next part. Quote, the first time I saw that look on your face, you were still human, and I merely went to my knees before you. My favorite. Your power is a song, and one I've waited a very, very long time to hear, Nesta. Now that everyone is a little hot under the collar, and Nesta is imagining his mouth, well, somewhere, she is rethinking how to handle how she feels and how good this feels in this moment to like be desired.
Right.
Yeah. Of course. We talk about desire 1,000 times. Like she's like, oh, this actually feels kind of good.
Yeah.
And not in the way that like the men in the bar desired her, like desired not her body, but like her person. Like Cassian like sees her and is like, oh, I want you bad.
Right.
And Nesta's like, oh no. I also want you. And before she can make a move to back away, Cassian places his hand on hers, quote, do you know what I'm going to think about tonight? I'm going to think of that look on your face. I'm always thinking about that look on your face.
I love that line!
Give us a minute to compose ourselves.
Maybe a few minutes. Oh, that is one that stays with you. Hey, I remember when I finished the book and I was like, ooh, that's a zinger.
Shockingly, Nesta cannot sleep when she returns to her bedroom.
I wonder on.
Exactly. So, to remedy her insomnia, she thinks of Cassian's parting words over and over and over. And once more for good measure. Quote, until Nesta lay wrung out and panting upon the bed with only the darkness to hold her.
A little self-medication.
Mm-hmm. But she like talks about it as if he's there. Like when she's describing her touching herself, she's like Cassian's hands and like his, like, and I was just like, ma'am, get it together,
madam.
Yeah, like she is hot for teacher.
That line, also hot for teacher and Blood of Hercules. It's
Oh,
like it's good. I really want you to read it.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll put it forth in the queue.
Right, you've only got a few lined up, so you'll get to it soon.
My section was long.
Yours was long.
Oh my God.
Mine isn't too bad.
I read yours and I was like, what were your chapters? Like 5 pages? I'm like reading an epic poem over here.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right.
Chapter 16. Nesta beats Cassian to the breakfast table the next morning and he finds her with a book in her hands. A romance novel. I do love this sort of like nod to the reader in this. And SJM does that a few times. Like I think Aylin also likes smutty books, if I remember.
Tracks.
Yeah, and I like that SJM, that she does that, like an homage to her fans, that the FMCs would also enjoy this genre.
Bryce, maybe?
Maybe Bryce too, yeah.
I mean, Bryce likes the slew of dirty things. So.
Right, yeah, I'm sure she would be into it. As they sit discussing in limited, strangled words the content of her book, Cassian desperately tries to get his aching body under control, but all he can think about is if Nesta...
Is this when Azrael eats breakfast with them?
No.
Darn! I'm like, it's already here?
No, what was the scene last time? And I was like, Azrael's fighting for his life. They're just like, the two of them.
They're bickering about something.
I know. He wonders if Nesta, like him, had needed to take care of herself last night to help take a very sharp edge off. Spoiler alert, Jamie has let us know she did many times. Later, in the training ring, Cassian tells her they're going to be working on her core today, and Nesta's mouth gapes open like a fish. Abdominals, Cassian corrects her, and chiding her for her filthy, filthy brain, a result of too much smut.
No such thing.
No such thing. Cassian has Nesta attempt planks, sit-ups, leg extensions, all to very little or perhaps even no avail. He tuts over her inability, and Nesta, infuriated, which is like, I mean, that's just her MO. I don't know if we need to call it out on the page. We can just assume she's generally pissed off. Demands that he not just stand around and criticize her, but show her how he works out if he's so big and tough. She's kind of like, oh yeah, like this is so hard. And he's like, literally an Illyrian child could do this. Like,
I was born doing a play.
Right, yeah, I came out of the womb. Nesta, you're in trouble now, girl. Cute Rocky montage coupled with like Marvin Gaye music.
Nesta's like,
yeah, literally.
He's okay, I guess.
Right, yeah. This is the part where I think you talked about, she says there's like his muscles had muscles.
Yes.
She's just like, what? Desperate to tame her, in Cassian's words, filthy mind, Nesta asks him about female Illyrian warriors, to which Cassian says there are none. So I think her mind is like, because of the conversation around the Valkyries, she's curious about this. Nesta asks why, and Cassian mentions the blood rite. Okay, folks, it's been a minute. Grab your tea, your wine, maybe a shot of whiskey. It's lore dump time.
Can I just say, this is the only part of this book that sends me.
What do you mean?
Okay, like I'm all about like female empowerment and like, but like they train for like 3 months, and I'm like, stop.
And they,
like women are superior to men,
of course,
aligned,
but still,
but like this doesn't just seem hard. It seems like impossible, and like no one can do it. Like, I don't know. This was the part for me that I had the hardest time getting over.
Only 12 in the last 500 years have made it to the sun, have actually made it. Only 6 have touched the stone.
Sure.
3 of which are Rhys, Cassian, and Asriel.
This is what I mean. I'm a bit like, okay, maybe they're like next level amazing.
Which of course, but I agree.
Like that part for me, I was a bit like,
yeah.
It would have been like if Feyre flew in the war and was like
fighting with the Illyrians.
Yes.
Right.
That would not have made sense.
Yes.
And to me, this also is a bit that.
Do you think it's like SJM leaning into like Nesta being super special, super duper silver flames made?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because that is the only way I can be like, I mean, she is super duper special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But
they
like
also like work together versus like
right. The rest of them being once they find each other. Yeah. With their friendship bracelets.
I was gonna say it's
Cute.
the bracelets, which also is like a little bit of an advantage. So
yeah. It's a common criticism though of this book.
Like you're like, sorry, continue.
No, that's okay. I was like, we haven't had a like lore dump, like a big like in a minute. I was like, all right, let's go. When Illyrian males come into their power sometime around 20 years old, they have to participate in the blood rite if they want to be a full warrior. When the 3 holy stars, number watch, 3, Arctos, Carinth, and Orestes shine above Ramiel, their secret mountain. Secret? It's not so secret.
what's
Sacred.
The last one?
The star Orestes, Oristes. The 1-week trial begins. The Illyrians are drugged and dumped in the wilderness, their magic, if they have any, disabled, and their wings are rendered useless and all weapons banned. There's also this interesting moment where Cassian is like, the night before the rite is the one time that we have magic and we can winnow, but like, don't ask me why, I don't know. And then they just like breeze on. I'm like, that's a little weird. It's a little, what?
Plot hole.
Why?
Convenience.
Like,
plot convenience.
I mean, Nesta does kind of be like, what? And he's like, I don't know. And then she's like, wait, why can't Asriel winnow all the time? And he's like, Az is just different in lots of ways. Move along. She's like, okay.
We don't ask questions.
Right.
We don't talk about
We don't talk about Asriel. First rule about Asriel. We don't talk about Asriel.
all the things he can do.
Asriel is Fight Club.
Yes. He is Fight Club.
Oh, I love this. Then they must try to make their way up Ramiel to touch the stone at the top. Is the stone? I just thought of this.
It's a word game.
Is it a word?
For sure it is. It's made of obsidian.
It's
like
made of obsidian. Shut the fuck. My brain just made that leap.
It is.
I fucking winnowed to that conclusion. Boom. I love it. Okay, so they go to touch the stone at the top. I'm getting myself distracted. They're fighting terrifying monsters, harsh conditions, and each other to try and stay alive and make it. Many don't, but when it ends, those who survive but don't make it to the mountain are called Arctosians, so named after one of the stars. The ones who make it to the mountain but don't reach the top are called Oristian, the other star, and the ones who scale the summit are called Corinthians. Again, only 12 Corinthians have been made in the last 500 years. Only 6 actually touched the stone and won the blood rite. And who do we think made up half of these 6? Surprising no one. 10 points to Gryffindor, Cassian, Racing.
Totally.
Nesta asks Cassian, as they talk about this, and the Illyrians and the training, would he consider training non-Illyrian females? Perhaps those who work in the library? Cassian, our king, tells her, of course he would, if they will agree. Chapter 17.
Poor Nesta. I do feel bad for her for this first bit.
Nesta moves fast. Respect. Like, I am also a girl where I'm like, we're doing this, like today. Later that day, she approaches Clotho and asks for her permission to put up a sign-up sheet in the library for the females to add their names to it if they would like to come train. Clotho grants it, but warns her that she doesn't think many will come. Nesta, however, is undeterred and puts up the sheet that day. By EOD, it is still empty. When she tells Cassian, he consoles her, saying it'll take time. Quote, keep reaching out your hand.
Cassian.
Nesta's training continues, and dare we say, she's begun to make progress.
I mean, she couldn't get worse.
Her plank has gone from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. She can do 750 of the stairs. I'm like, well, pretty good. From what did she do? 30 the first time? 100?
119, I think.
Oof. Her relationship with inanimate objects also continues to evolve, as one evening she gifts the house a romance book she finds in a trunk Elaine had packed, and the house returns the present with a plum, gifting her a bouquet of flowers the next morning.
Cute.
For sure the house is a woman. Like,
yes. Well, she has a womb.
and that the house loves romance books and like is gifting her
chocolate cake.
Oh, she's a woman for sure. Yeah, and also a womb.
Yeah.
A womb.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Cassian begins to teach her how to fight. Punch. As he shows her how to line up her fingers, her wrists, her forearms, all so she doesn't risk breaking anything, she observes that it seems punching someone is so fraught with risk that it might not be worth it. To which Cassian answers with a rather profound quote, "That's why a good warrior knows when to pick his battles." He lowered his fist. You have to ask yourself if the risk is worth it each time. Which, like, Nesta, every fucking interaction is a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a little bit of like a sly message here from
Double
Cassian.
entendre.
Yes, exactly.
If you will.
Being like, hey, like, not everything needs to be this way. Like, you got to pick it because otherwise you're going to get hurt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're always punching a wall, eventually, like, the wall might break, but like also you might break.
Mm-hmm.
As Nesta's mind turns to how the training helps her keep her troubling thoughts at bay, she worries if it will be enough. The thoughts, like wolves, she thinks, prowl closer whenever she isn't wary.
Again with the wolves.
With the wolves. This is also very relatable for anyone who has ever struggled with intrusive thoughts, where like you're like, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. And I feel like also you might not even I don't know, call it. I've had obtrusive thoughts or intrusive thoughts. But I think we've all had that moment where whether you're like dreading something coming up or you're like fixating on something, and the more you think to yourself, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think
That's all
about
you
it.
can think about.
Oh, the more your brain is like, this has now become my singular focus.
Train of thought.
Right.
Get on board.
Yeah.
You're like,
chugga-chugga-chew.
No.
Later, she finds Elaine in the private library. Since Nesta has been forced to move to the House of Wind, she has only seen her sister once in passing at the market.
No great loss.
When Elaine stopped to greet her, Nesta walked right by.
Ouch. Nesta agrees with me.
Oh.
We are aligned.
So Elaine steps forward again, but halts, quote, as if holding herself back from the embrace she might have given, like Nesta was some sort of disease-ridden leper. This is one of those moments where I really feel like you can really see Nesta's inability to stop self-sabotaging. If I walk down the market, like, I don't care what kind of a fight I'm having with my sister or friend or anyone. If you're someone that close to me and I'm like walking out and about and then I see you, at the very least, it's going to be like, hey, like, to just look and then breeze right by, I'd be like, oh, we are mortal enemies. Like,
now you thought we were fighting before. It's on.
Yeah, right? But then she's like pissed that Elaine doesn't hug her right away. It's just that inability to
This is why I didn't like Nesta in the beginning.
Yeah.
Or like why this was so hard to like get behind. I'm like, you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah. And this moment is such a good example of that, where I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's rough. She remembers a moment when she was 12, Elaine barely 11, and their mother had talked about how Elaine's beauty would be an asset for their family on the marriage market. Nesta thinks about how Feyre hadn't even been considered a, quote, solemn, strange child whom her mother ignored.
I mean, there's a little odd.
A little bit of a weirdo. Look, we love a weirdo over here, but a little bit of a weirdo.
I mean, forced weirdo, though, I feel like.
Yeah. If your mom just ignores
forced
you.
into obscurity.
Yeah. We do get a lot more Mama Archer on via Nesta in this book. It's very interesting.
How accurate can her lens be, though? Like, is she a trustworthy narrator?
Is she an unreliable narrator? I hadn't even thought about that. Maybe. Yeah.
Like, just because how Nesta feels about her. Like, when she said she's a worse version of me, I'm like, whoa.
But she almost says that without
saying a lot.
I still feel like she really, like, liked and loved her mother, though, even though she says that, which is interesting.
She refers to herself as a creature. Her mother's creature.
Yeah, they had a weird relationship. She got mommy and daddy issues.
Yeah, she got issues.
Elaine then kicks off their conversation with the most insensitive, inane question she could have possibly chosen. Quote, "Are you enjoying your time up here?" This is an insane choice. Like, she knows the circumstances. She was part of the, Feyre says, we talked to Elaine. Elaine agrees. Like, Elaine helped pack her trunk. She knows what was happening to Nesta, why Nesta was sent, how that conversation went, how it's all, like, the training's been going. It's just, are you enjoying your time up here? Like, as if she's at a spa.
I stand by what I say. Whoa. Elaine's an idiot.
Nesta is silver fire, and Elaine's words are kindling. Everything begins to catch a flame. How could she be enjoying her time up here? Elaine knows why she's here. The circumstances. Nesta's hurt boils over. She makes a good point here. She had sat by Elaine, and she says this to her, been patient, waited for her, bore witness to her healing without suggesting she, quote, either shape up or be shipped back to the human lands.
Facts.
Like, Elaine is defensive and says she wasn't drinking or fucking strangers.
Well, everyone deals differently, okay? And also, you're boring.
Truly, everyone does deal differently. And who are you? Like, Elaine, you weren't exactly dealing with your trauma in a super healthy whatever. You were dealing with it in a way that was like Victorian heroine chic. Like, where she is like tragic and beautiful and wasting away and everyone just feels bad for you. It was still not healthy. You were on a self-induced hunger strike and murmuring to cobwebs. Like, this was not also great choices. Nesta is dealing with her trauma in, also not a great way. But the difference is that Elaine had people rallying behind her, trying to stand by her. And I get with Nesta, they thought they were trying to help, but their help was essentially like, let's just
ignore the problem and see what happens.
Yes. And then when, the bomb continues to explode, then they're like, oh, well, maybe we should go put the bomb way up on top of a mountain. So at least the fallout no longer affects us.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, like this reread, I have so much more compassion and empathy for Nesta.
Mm-hmm. And hate for Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine then makes one more fatal flaw, beginning to say something to the effect of, oh, if their father were there. And
listen, fucker.
Oh, and that's just like when Cassian brought it up. Nesta loses it, and those flames fill her eyes as she bares her teeth and tells Elaine to never fucking mention his name again.
Good.
Elaine unknowingly furthers the wall between them, saying in sort of like a sad voice that Feyre had warned her that might happen, which again, like possibly one of the worst things she could have said.
We were talking about you behind your back and
discussing how you might be terrible and whatever. And Nesta is immediately thinking like, oh, so Elaine has chosen Feyre. Amren chose Feyre. And we start to see the relationship with Feyre is so complicated, and we start to see here the like resentment and jealousy that underpins that sister bond. Quote, Feyre had rescued Elaine time and again, but Nesta had sat by, armed only with her viper's tongue, sat by while they starved, sat by when Hybern stole them away and shoved them into the cauldron, sat by when Elaine had been kidnapped, and when their father had been in Hybern's grip, she had done nothing to save him either.
I mean,
we talked a lot last week about their father and why is Nesta so choked up about this. And I think that this quote really speaks to the part of her hurt that is tied to her father. The rage that she feels at him for his inaction is also aimed inwardly.
Like she doesn't feel like she acted appropriately.
She didn't. Like he
to be fair, like Feyre wasn't like, Nesta, come along, and Nesta was like, oh no. I feel like if Nesta would have asked, or if Feyre would have asked Nesta to go save Elaine with her and Asriel, Nesta would have gone. Like, there's a lot of people like telling Nesta to sit down, stand down.
Right.
This isn't your fight. Like, you're precious. Yeah. Like, you know, don't step up. So I don't know. I feel like, yes, she maybe could have done more, but also like she was a bit like, no one believed she could do anything.
Right. And it's hard to believe in yourself when no one else believes in you.
Or let her do anything, really.
Yeah. It it was interesting. I mean, we especially at the beginning of this series, we talked about how like she doesn't do anything, and especially as an eldest daughter, we're like, what? Like, what? Cannot relate. But then I also think back to like, that's also not totally true. When Feyre was taken across the wall, who went looking for her?
Nesta. The only one
who went looking. But I think she still feels guilty because she feels like she could have and should have done so much more, which, like, again, as I say all the time, like, two things can be true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she could have and should have, and also she was not given the tools to do so, or empowered to do so. We move momentarily now to Cassian's POV as Elaine bursts into the dining room of the house, asking for someone to take her home, tears in her giant brown doe eyes, grief written all over her face. Cassian mentally tells Rhys to not send Elaine to see Nesta without asking her first from now on. When Rhys asks, what about Feyre? Cassian tells him frankly that Nesta doesn't want her here, and Rhys's rage flows over him. But Cassian tells him to, quote, calm the fuck down. They have their own shit to sort out. You threatening to obliterate Nesta every time it comes up doesn't help. Yes. Like,
Rhys.
Point
Big
Cassian, L for Rhys. Like, he basically sees Elaine and is like, oh no. And he's like,
well, she's just Elaine.
Yeah, like, I'll fly her home. Like, oh my God. Like, what did Nesta do? Like, what, you know?
How about what did Elaine do to provoke Nesta?
Yeah. Rhys scoops up Elaine and flies her out of the House of Wind, and Cassian storms over to the library, flinging open the doors and demanding to know what the fuck happened. He does not say, like, what did you do? He says, what the fuck happened? Versus Rhys, I believe, when he and Cassian are speaking mind to mind, he says, like, what did Nesta do? But Nesta, with a few choice words, tells him she doesn't want to talk about it and heads for the stairwell.
Down, down, down.
Chapter 18, Nesta races down, 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 making it 1,000 steps.
A tenth of the way.
Her knees give out, and she rests her head against the wall. Quote, she could have sworn a heartbeat thumped within the stone as surely as if it beat within a chest beneath her ear. I'm going to take that again. It's just too good. Quote, she could have sworn a heartbeat thumped within the stone as surely as if it beat within a chest beneath her ear. There's more going on with this.
The house is made.
I think you might be right. Or there is like a spirit of something trapped in the home somehow. Like, it has to be a woman. Rhys's mother. I said it.
Rhys's mom. You and the moms. Get out of here.
When she gets back to the top of the stairs, Cassian is waiting for her. And instead of facing the obvious hurt, she asks him why no one from the library has signed up for training. If some of them have been cloistered away in the library for hundreds of years and haven't been able to come back from what they've endured, then what hope does she have?
I think she kind of says it in that sentence. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I feel like the priestesses' stories are like far sadder than Nesta's.
Oh, like because they've endured such, like, their trauma is more profound than hers.
Which is unfair to say because I know everyone's trauma affects them differently, and like obviously her trauma is important and like relevant to her.
Sure.
But sometimes when I hear about the stories of the priestesses, I'm like,
they're like next level.
Yeah. Like, it's not only sad and like people die, but it's like a horrific violation, which I guess is what the cauldron was, like her being forced into the cauldron. I don't know. For me, it's like
Hard to compare.
I don't know. When they're like, talk about like people forcing themselves on them, like, you know, tens of souls, like, and you're just like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, I cry right now.
Yeah.
It just feels, I don't know, different, I guess. But that's not fair.
I understand though. Okay. Cassian tells her it is early days and begins to talk about how it took Feyre months to recover. But Nesta, unsurprisingly, says she doesn't want to hear about, and she uses these words, Feyre's special journey, or Rhys's, or Moore's, or anyone else's. So Cassian says he'll tell her about his special journey. How once, when he was old enough, he went back to the village where he was born, where his mother was murdered, and he killed everyone there, except for the children, some females, and the elderly. While he doesn't regret it, it was 10 years before he could finally face what he did to those villagers. If Nesta needs 20 years, she can go ahead.
Oh, he doesn't put a timeline on her. It's so nice.
Nesta, however, eldest daughter, unconvinced. I need to get there now. She's not like them. And she says that. She's like, I'm not like you guys. Like this sense of otherness is so profound. But Cassian says that's never bothered him. She goes to push past him, but he won't move, telling her to use her training to make him move. She calls him an arrogant bastard. He calls her a haughty witch. But he moves.
Does he use the word witch?
Yep. But he moves to let her go past, victory in his eyes, clearly thinking he's won. And we're finishing the episode with a quote. Nesta told herself it was to knock that smirk off his face that she curled her fingers in the leather and hauled her mouth to his. Nice. Nice. I can't wait for the next episode. Okay, hot takes, theories, and thirsts. We talked about the forces that be.
Being nothing.
Nada.
Fine.
No theories. The cats!
Okay. Jessica's getting there now. The white cat is the prince of hell, and it talks about Nesta being circled by something that feels like a cat, that seems like a cat. She talks about the pit in the bottom of the library feeling like a pit from hell.
But that it's also a womb?
Where everything comes from and goes back to die.
And I will say, like, I felt in Crescent City like hell was being repositioned as like hell is not the big bad. We thought they were the terrible bad guys, not necessarily, or at least not all levels of hell and not all princes of hell. And
no,
so maybe,
I don't think hell is bad in this.
Right. So
I think Nesta's somehow wrapped up in some bigger goings-ons. The cat is an interesting choice to say twice.
It totally is. And especially with this tie with Crescent City. Are there any cats in Throne of Glass? I don't feel like there are.
The only time I could think there would be is like at Maeve's castle, maybe there's a cats, but I don't know. But like that type of environment, like maybe would have cats scurrying about the castle.
Right.
I mean, Lysandra's shapeshift into a cat.
The snow leopard.
Yeah.
Ooh, so good.
But the cats or something.
And is it like also that had you identified earlier that the stone atop Ramiel was a word gate?
Mm-hmm.
All right, smarty pants. Well,
it's when it said obsidian, I was like, boom. I'm like, oh, it's a word gate.
Right. Oh, I love these. I love these. I love these rereads for these moments.
Okay, and then Meryl makes Moore look drab. Like, excuse me? Like, Meryl is more beautiful than Moore.
Wild.
White hair, eyes the color of twilight. And she refers to her, like, so when Nesta's like, I don't know, y'all wear the same hoods. Like, you look the same. She's like, these are the clothes of our sacred order. Nesta's like, whoa, settle down.
She's like, okay, I mean, they're robes. All right.
So there's two theories here. One, which? Two, is she part of the same priestesses as Jessica that came from that library? They're both obsessed with, like, artifacts and history. And
Jessica is also, like, a witch.
Well, well, does she have? She doesn't. That's not ever said.
Isn't it?
No, she's a priestess from that library that got burned to the ground, and she escaped.
I thought it was also said that she was a witch, but okay.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
I mean, look, me and Crescent City have a tenuous relationship at best. Okay.
I like that she would be related to Jessica, because Jessica is also described as like
I love Jessica.
insanely beautiful.
Yeah. And I vibe with Jessica. Vibe with Jessica.
Her too. She's pretty great.
I love it.
So they go out of the SJM goes out of her way to say that like these Great War books, volumes 7 and 8, are gray leather with silver lettering, which is the same color as the Book of Breathings, like the same description.
Okay.
And then I went a little further, and Google told me that volume 7 is like reflective of the time that they're currently living in. And like volume 8 is like more what's to come. And they say this because of like the 7 courts.
Okay.
And like in my mind, I'm like, okay, numbers. So the 8
Number
pointed
watch.
star, volume 8, if that's what's to come.
Right.
And like Nessa's tattoo and the dust court having the star. Like what is happening?
8 books also. I wonder.
Well, okay. So then it talks about how Throne of Glass is 8 books, which would be volume 8 world. And then ACOTAR is like Prithian Now, volume 7. So there will be 7 books. This is the thing. The internet is a flurry with thoughts and feelings about this.
Number watch.
So yeah, shit's cray in the library. I don't know what's going on with Meryl, and there's something.
But shit cray.
Yes. Gwyn has teal eyes.
Okay.
Aelin has teal eyes they're described as teal with like a gold halo around them.
With gold, yeah. Like my Goldie.
But still, like, could Gwyn
some relation
have also, she was a priestess though. So like, is there a world where Gwyn was like, because now they're talking about like the worlds, you know, like layered on top of each other versus like happening in like an order. Like everything's happening all at once.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, is there something with like world walking or like, I don't know.
Maybe Gwyn is somehow from...
Like Gwyn, there's something, the more I read this book, the more I'm like, Gwyn's something.
Question mark?
And she has answers to like interesting questions where you're like,
that we wouldn't just say because she's a priestess and she like has access to and is in a library all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I found like Gwyn, I was just kind of like, okay. Like,
I feel like the more I read, the more interesting I am with her. Or is she like a descendant of like the Galanthian?
Whatever.
Aelin Galanthius?
Houses. Yeah. Okay, also, I saw this mom on TikTok and she was telling her daughters who are, I think they're like around like 6 or 7, a kid-friendly version, like a fairy tale of Throne of Glass.
Amazing.
I need to ask, I need to first off see if this exists, and if not, then I need to like write this because I desperately want to tell.
Just ask co-pilot to write it for you. Lauren does.
Yes, to write like a 5-year-old friendly version of Throne of Glass. And it was so the way because it does feel like a fairy tale, and you can like scale it kind of like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
scale it up or down with like the level of appropriateness. But it was I watched the whole thing, the whole video. I was like, oh yeah. Then what does she do? She starts she's like, there once was a princess who loved her people very much.
Duh, it's so true. She did love her people. Oh, you shall not yield. Live.
Anyway,
words that will end me. Live, man. Oh my god. We are not okay. Also, Gwyn has an invoking stone. So, like, we kind of find out now what these blue stones that the priestesses have do.
Okay.
It's like a siphon, she says, but it channels the power of the mother for protection.
So then why couldn't, what's-her-face use it when Feyre smashed her hand to bits and pieces?
Maybe they're different.
Clythia. Right? Clythia?
No.
That's the other one.
Ianthe.
Ianthe. Ian.
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
It was weird. They're a question mark.
The whole religion, children of the blessed, the like all of it is like, what's going on here? Are you good? Are you bad? Or maybe some of you good or bad. They've made some comments about some of the priestesses are like hungry.
Power hungry, yeah.
Yeah. Like could there be question mark. Agreed. Louise also agrees. Okay. Bubba Angel, she's like, the one to the princess who what? Who loved her kingdom.
Who did not lick people when they did not want it. She's like, oh, I cannot relate.
I don't understand. I am not that princess. Okay. I touched on it, but the underlining that I want to do around when Cassian, like Nessa's like, wait, why can Azrael winnow all the time? And Cassian's like, Az is different in a lot of ways. And then it's like, moving on. And it says, like, the way he said it brooked no further discussion.
How is he different?
Like, he is other. He is not like them.
He's like Amren and Nesta.
Yeah. That he can winnow when he's like, I'm not like, it's not, Shadow Singer is not what I do or something that's
what I am.
What I am. Like, he is other for sure. Mm-hmm.
He's other, all right.
Yeah. Shadow Singer. Could there be something with the Valg? Like that he can control them or something?
He has to be something with the Asteri since she recognized him. I will die on this hill. When she comes out of the grave and she's like, you. And he's like, me? She's like, yes, you. Serve me.
Is that Shadow Singer or is that Illyrian? Because he's got the bat wings and whatever.
I feel like the shadows are always swirling around him, so it has to be like
you think so? Because that would be interesting, yeah. Did she recognize the Shadow Singer or did she recognize an Illyrian?
Excellent question.
Who knows?
How long have the Illyrians been around? Since the dawn of time?
Since the dawn of Illyria, I suppose.
Which was what?
Come on, lorddom. I did like this little lorddom. Should we wrap?
Yes. After thirst, I feel like for the first time, Nesta.
Oh yeah.
She's thirsty AF.
When he says, I'm always thinking of that look on your face. That line is not but it is just scrumptious.
I know. It's not even like anything.
I know. It's not even, and that's,
so it's not what he says. It's how he says it. And it's like, we'll always see, it's like, but you're reading it. It's how you say it in your mind. I'm like, yeah. And it's fucking hot.
And I'm an excellent narrator. Erotic storyteller. Yeah. But it's not because all of us are reading it and we're all like, whoa. Like that line, I'm always thinking of that look on your face. Mm-hmm. Why is that so hot?
And then he just leaves. Rude.
Right.
Rude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the man knows what he's doing.
Right. Always leave him one more.
Facts. Okay. Somewhere in all that sweating, sparring, and aggressively complicated eye contact, these two are just beginning to say the things they absolutely did not intend to say. Let's just say the temperature is becoming a topic of discussion.
Don't worry, babes. We're just getting started. There's more training, more tension, a few moments that deserve a very close reading, and enough emotional undercurrent to keep us happily overanalyzing every damn page. Bring your theories, babes. We have some explaining to do.
We also want to hear from you as we continue to build this little corner of our world and fall in love as we dive into fantastical worlds, fabulous folklore, and fine males and men. Follow ACOTAR Books and Babes Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And while you're at it, click the subscribe button on our YouTube page. Lastly, you can show us a little love by taking 5 minutes to rate and review our podcast on Apple or Spotify and share it with all the babes in your life.
Until next time,
stay bookish, babes.